Hello friends, welcome. Friends, today I am going to talk about a topic of data distribution and reporting. Data distribution is done by the regulator and the reporting is done by the press. Now, you will find it very surprising to know that there is a huge gap in the understanding of the press regards the reporting which is done by the regulator. Now, who is at fault? I don't consider press as fault. I think the regulator needs to do a better job in doing their reporting much more robust so that the press can understand what they are saying and then they can report those numbers accurately. And today's video is going to be focused on the discrepancies and the mismatch between what the regulator is saying and what the press is reporting. And I'll give you an example of the telecom revenues which were reported by TRAI yesterday in their website and how the press has carried this report and how you will see that this report is very inaccurate and it does not carry the reality which is on ground, and that's the whole purpose of this video, right? So let's look at this video and you will see that looking and reading the press will make your understanding about the sector very misleading. So let's look at this headline. What this headline is saying: Reliance Jio tops with AGR of rupees 25.3k crores. Airtel sees a steepest growth. Government fees collection rises by 10% in January-March. So this is a headline, right? Now, if you go down below, it kind of gives you all kinds of breakup of understanding of the subject matter. It says that Reliance Jio's gross revenue has risen by 10.2% from January quarter March of 22.9k in the same period in the year ago, right? So that's what it says, and then it goes on to describe some other things also. Now let me give you the source of this news item, and that is the whole purpose of what my attempt is, to make people aware that from where the source of information is and what kind of problems that we are able to see by looking at the source. So let's look at this source. Now before that, you can actually go to the TRAI website, and I don't want to do it right now because I have to do a lot of jumbling and my whole video will get disturbed. So let's look at this source which was posted in the TRAI website. When you go to TRAI website, you will see the front posting in the top of what's new. We will get this document and you will open this document and you will go to this table 3.3 access service provider wise adjusted gross revenue. And the numbers that you see which were reported today in the newspaper is exactly coming from this. Look at this number: 25.3k crores, 20.95k crores, and the growth numbers of 10.21 and 13.25. You've seen this, and let me go to the article again and you will see exactly those numbers: 25.3k, and then let me just show you the growth numbers 10.21. Can you see that 10.21, right? The numbers, and 22.985, which is the quarter revenue of Jio, which was in the earlier quarter. So this is here 22. So if I go here, you'll see that this number is there, 22.985. So there is no problem. This reporting looks absolutely accurate because this is what TRAI is saying: access services, service provider wise adjusted gross revenue. So what is the problem? Why I am even doing this video? You will be surprised to you will be asking this question. So let me tell you why I am doing this video and what kind of problems are there. Now before that, I will also point out that TRAI publishes this data. This data is also published on a quarterly basis, which kind of gives a financial this is done by the financial economic analysis division of TRAI. Look at this. And I think that data which you saw, which got published yesterday, is also an aggregation of information coming from this sheet. Now you have to look into this particular sheet, and that will tell you the story, which is very, very important, right? So let's look at the first service provider, the most important service provider, which is Reliance Jio, right? So let's look at their reporting and how this table is constructed. So this is the table. So I'll just draw this a rectangle and you will see this table. And what is wrong with this table? This table has got how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 columns, right? The first column is basically giving you the listing of the circles where the license fee and the spectrum fee and the AGR, GR are reported. This is the circle. And then the next column is the type of license, whether it is UL, NLD, ISP, etc. Right? So you will see that Reliance Jio has been reporting UL in most of the circles, and then on an all India basis they have an NLD license, they have an ILD license, they have an ISP license, they have a VSAT license. Okay. And then there are some other licenses where the reporting is very, very minimal. Look at this: IPCL license, MSS license, where the reporting is very minimal on a quarter basis, right? So most of the reporting which Reliance Jio is doing is on an UL license. NLD license also, if you see NLD license, the reporting is very, very minimal compared to what the UL license reporting are. Very, very minimal. Like if you see, this quarter is 426 crores. As for NLD, ILD is only 495 crores and ISP is 262.34 crores. And most of the reporting is on UL license, right? Now let's look at Bharti. And let's look at what Bharti is reporting. And Bharti's number will be on the top of the page. Let's see where Bharti is. Reliance Communication, and then we have Reliance Jio Infocom, and then where is Bharti? I mean, amazing. I am actually getting lost here. Let me pause the video and get Bharti. Yeah. So look at this. So this is Bharti. Now, if you look at Bharti, you will see that Bharti has, this is table number 2 in the same document, right? So you'll notice that Bharti also is doing the same thing. It has got circle-wise reporting, and then it has got 2 category of licenses. One is the UL license, another is the USL license as per as circle level reporting, and then we have NLD license, then we have got ILD license, and then there are other categories of license here. So you will find that as far as access is concerned, which is UL and USL, these are the access licenses, and the reporting is up to this. If I draw a line this, and you can see this is the rectangle, right, which kind of aggregates the reporting of Bharti on the access service license, which TRAI reported yesterday. Now NLD, if you look at the NLD, ILD and the UL ISPA license of Bharti, there is a substantial reporting compared to what you saw in case of Reliance. Look at this, in the last quarter reporting, it is 2,143 crores NLD, and then ILD is 1,164 crores, UL ISP is 1,909 crores. Now both Reliance and Bharti has got similar kind of network. So they also need to carry long distance traffic, they also need to carry NLD traffic, they also need to carry ILD traffic. So it is a matter of choice whether Reliance is aggregating most of their licenses under the access services license or the NLD license. I really don't know how they are reporting it and what kind of structure they have adopted in reporting it. But I can tell you from data, the NLD, ILD and ISP licenses as regards Reliance is concerned and Bharti is concerned is quite different. And let me show you Reliance again. Now if you go down and see Reliance, so where is Reliance? Reliance Communication, RGO, I think RGO was on top. So if we go up and see, so this is AT&T, this is Bharti, and this is BSNL, this is Arcom, and then if you go down below, you will find Vodafone Idea, and then this is Reliance Jio. So you see, Reliance Jio again, if I go here, you will find Reliance Jio is actually having 426.6 NLD, right? Can you see that? NLD is 426. And ILD is 495 and ISP is 260, so which is quite different from Bharti. Similarly, Vodafone Idea also has a different structure of reporting. Both have, all three of them, including BSNL, has similar structure, so they probably have to report everything under either UL or NLD or ISP, right? They can't report anything else because VSAT etc. are very, very marginal. Okay. Now let's go to my sheet, which actually going to tell you the story where the problem is, right? Now, if you look at this particular sheet, what I have done is I have only captured 4 operators, important operators. Now, these 4 operators, what I have done is I have categorized based on the license structure, which is access, NLD, ILD, right, and total. right? Now access I have done in a similar manner what the TRAI has reported in their yesterday's report. This is the report, right? Similar way, because UL, USL and UL and USL are the access license, and NLD, ILD are the is non-access license. So what I have done is, in this particular sheet, I have got three different options here. If you see here, there are three different options. So I have got access, non-access, and total. So if I do access, you will see that the number will match 25.33 crores, right, in this quarter, which Reliance has reported, Reliance Jio has reported, and in the last quarter, similar, if you map it in the last financial year Q4, 22.99, which almost matches with what has been reported here in the press, right, 22.99, which is the earlier. So mine is 22.99, here is 22.98, almost matches, because I might have rounded it because it is 85, right? So you'll see that 25.33, here also you'll see 25.33, and here you'll see 22.99, exactly matches. And therefore this calculation that you see here, this calculation 10.2% is nothing but the growth from this quarter to this quarter, right? Similarly, Bharti's number is 18.5, 20.95, and look at this number here. Look at this number here. What is the number here? 18.5 and 20.95 matches, and therefore this 13.25 is reported, right? But you will find it very surprising if I take if I basically do a drop down and take non-access. Now non-access, Bharti and Reliance Jio, see the difference. Bharti is reporting a large proportion of their revenues in non-access, which is 4.72 K crores in the last quarter, which is the recent quarter, which TRAI came out data, whereas Reliance Jio is reporting only 0.85, right, as far as AGR is concerned. Now, why there is such a big difference? The character of the network is similar. The whole structure is similar. There is no difference. Everybody has to carry access traffic, NLD traffic, ILD traffic. I do not know the answer. But that is why doing this comparison on an access level is incorrect. So what you need to do? You need to add everything together, all kinds of revenues together, whether it is access revenue, NLD revenue, ILD revenue, then you do the comparison. Now, if you do the comparison on that basis, you will find that the total AGR, adjusted gross revenue, which has been reported there, as far as Reliance is concerned, is 26.18 K crores in the last quarter, and the previous quarter, the corresponding year is 23.62. Now, if I do a calculation, if I do a growth calculation from here, which is 26.81 minus 26.32, you get 23.62. You get 2.56. See, 26. So I get 23.26, and this is 26.81, because these are the two numbers I have to compare. So 2.92. Now 2.92, if I divide by 23.62, I get 23.62. I get a number of 12.36%, not 10 point whatever was reported. It is 12.36% on a total revenue. Now let's look at what Bharti has done. Now Bharti is, if you see here, 25.67 minus 22.86, which is 2.81. Now 2.81 divided by 22.86, it comes out to be 12.29%. So they are all similar in nature. There is no difference. Now, in order to get a better picture, rather than basically looking at this in absolute term, let's look at from a market share point of view. Because market share because I'm only taking the total AGR emanating out of these four key operators, right? Now, if you see here, you will see that this is very interesting. You will find that the total, because all these four adds up to, if you see that AGR of all these four adds up to 100%, which have been shown in this particular row, right? On a quarter basis, it's a quarter time scale. And then Reliance Jio, if you see here in FY23 Q4, had a market share of the total market share of 39.23%. And Bharti had a total market share of 37.96%. Right? Now, if you compare from a quarter to quarter level, you will find that Reliance Jio has increased its market share from 39.23% to 39.7%, which is roughly around 47 basis point increase, right? So 39.23 and then it is 39.7, right? So if you multiply 70 by 20, it is 50, and then minus 3 is 47 basis point increase. Now if you look at Bharti's market share, which is 37.96, it has gone up to 38.93. Now, if I do a subtraction, just to make sure that my mind does not get disturbed or kind of distorted when I'm recording the video and also calculating, it becomes a problem. So 37.96. So you see, there is a 97 basis point increase as far as Bharti's market share. So Bharti, actually, if you compare quarter to quarter level, Bharti has done better as far as market share is concerned. Right. Now let's look at one thing. Let's look at from a yearly basis, which will also give us a kind of an idea where we are as far as the AGR market share is concerned. Now you see, on a yearly basis, Reliance Jio from FY23 to FY24 quarter, the market share has increased by how much basis point? 55 minus 21. Right, so it's around 55 minus 21, which is at 34 basis point. How much market share Bharti has increased? It has increased by 39.22. Let me just do this calculation. 39.22 minus 37.91, which is 131. Can you imagine? So 131 basis point, right, versus a smaller number of basis point as far as Reliance Jio is concerned. So what do you conclude from here? You conclude that if you do a real comparison of all the revenues emanating out of the telecom business, which includes access, which includes NLD, ILD, everything, Bharti has done a better job as far as revenue is concerned. This is a data. But if you are going to basically do a analysis based on distorted numbers, though it may look accurate, but how this accuracy is measured, we don't know, because it is not possible that Reliance Jio will book only a small portion of their revenue in the NLD and the ILD license, because their requirement to carry traffic because of their large network will be similar to that of Bharti. And why is Bharti booking a larger revenue on NLD and ILD license? I don't know, because this is the telecom licensing structure that we have to live with. So when the reporting is done, no journalist is deep diving into this particular issue. I have been seeing this for last so many years, maybe around 7-8 years I've been observing this. I have not spoken out. Today I am speaking out because I thought it is important for everybody to understand that when you read something in the newspapers, don't take it by face value, because our regulator is not doing a very good job. What regulator should do? They should not have so many tables. Let me tell you one more thing, which is going to be very, very surprising to you. Now look at this table. What you see here, this table, which TRAI keeps reporting every quarter, it is buried somewhere in their website, which is not called out in the what's new. It is. I have been seeing this. I am observing this. It is definitely there in one of their websites, and you can. I don't want to basically waste your time, diving into this detail. But you have to take me from, because I've been observing this. I've been monitoring this. It is buried, but it's a very important document. If you consider, if that document has to be on the top list in what's new, this document should also be in what's new, right? So, but this document is structured in such a way with so many different types of fonts and everything. You try to do a PDF to Excel conversion on this document. I can guarantee you that you will fail miserably, because this document cannot be converted. And I'm going to show you in my attempt of converting this document, and I'm going to run this right in front of you, right? So this is the document which I'm picking up, TRAI Finance. I've basically stored this in this directory. You can see this directory. Let me see if I can bring this up before you or not. Just a minute. Yeah, so this is the directory I have where I'm going to call this out. So if you look at this, I have this file, TRAI Finance PDF, and I am going to run this code in front of you to show you that how difficult this is to process. So when I run this, you will see that this is running in real time, and then what it is doing is it is it is saving this in this particular file, in XLS, and then if I just do the data frame again and basically extract this data frame, and it will take a little bit of time because I'm doing two things in parallel. So let me pause this for a while video. Now look at this data. You will see that there are so many different type of columns and rows which are visible here, and there are so many fonts, different types of fonts, Hindi, English, everything together. So now I run another set of code lines in order to remove the Hindi text. Once I remove the Hindi text, the data becomes in this particular format. This is the format, the data, and then I do round one processing, and you'll see that after doing round one processing and doing another round of processing, and then doing another round of processing, and then this is the final, almost like this comes out to be this. And then what I'm doing some kind of another kind of mapping of circles with changing some of the circles names, and there are several different type lines of processing. And finally I want to show that once all this processing is finished, I save this in this particular file, and I'm going to open this file and show you that what this file looks like, which will be, this is a real-time work that I've done here right now. And why I'm showing you this real-time number, you'll see this is the CSV file which is stored in 1015, and you see 1015 right here. I'm recording this video. So when I open this file, TRIFN CSV, if I open this file, it will take a while for this file to come up, and once this file comes up, and I'm going to show you this file, how this file looks. So this file looks quite cleaner than what it was earlier, but you will be surprised to see then still now I have to do a lot of manual processing. Look, there are some operators missing here. Then if I go down, there will be some where the data will get copied in a very haphazard manner, but it is quite clean. And I'm going to tell you that I still look at this particular row. It has got copied. I have to now copy this like this and shift this. One row, one column on the left hand side, and then I just to delete this and then copy this set of text here, right? And then drag this down below, and these kind of manual processing I have to do. It takes around how much, in spite of the fact that I'm doing it automatically after writing this code, it will take me another 15 to 20 minutes to prepare this file. Now imagine, right, if you have to put so much amount of effort in order to get a simple data, how can you blame the journalist who are making and reporting this, right? They have no clue what is going on, right? So it is important that the regulator should have a structural way of reporting data. It is so simple. Give a CSV file in this manner. Another problem that you will find that all the names of the operators are not coded properly. All are being given in different, let me show you. You will see that these names, AP, Bihar, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu include, and there is a dot here, and this is all messed up. See, you should have codes for every circle. You should have names of the operators here in the table number 2, which I have to extract and put it in the column. This is a very complex, processing which I showed you, which is not possible because it took me around 2 to 3 days to run the code again and again to make it robust so that it can do that job, which I just showed you, for 1 minute back. So it is not the proper way of reporting. It should have been reported in a CSV file. So easy. there would not have been so problem in so confusion. You come out with another report, and then this report, though it is kind of giving you the data, but it is not telling you the exact story. It is half truth. So what is going on here? Now, I really didn't want to criticize anybody. It is a constructive feedback. See, look, what is the point in having an article, right, posted in a newspaper, occupying so much amount of real estate on the front page or any page in the newspaper, or even in the online, when you come out with the article, unless the facts are accurately projected? What is the point? Nobody will give any importance to this kind of article, because the financial analyst will know what their revenues are. They are not going to look at this article. So all these articles are for whom then? You have to ask this question now. What is the purpose of those articles unless these data is accurately reported? So anyway, friends, I thought of letting this information out before everybody, so that they can understand the nuances of what kind of problems that we face in our system because of poor management of data. And it can be done very simply. Give an Excel file or a CSV file, and you need not structure this data in a fancy form like this. There is no need to structure this data in the form. You can put everything in a column. The name of the service provider in a column, the name of the circle in a column, the license fee in a column. What is the problem? And if you look at the final form, which I actually have captured the data, you will see that. Let me just show you the final process data here. After having done all kinds of processing here, this is the CSV file, which I have the process data, and I'll show you that how good it basically looks. Still, I have to do a lot of effort to make the data look seamless and understandable and worthy of processing. Look at this data right in front of you. Right. So what is this data does? This data has data has got how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns, right? I have the dollar rate column also I have added because I have to do some calculations in dollars. So you'll find that it is so easy, right? RCOM, a service provider, is here, circle is in this column, license is in this column, the type is in this column, the value is in this column, the dollar is this one, date is in this column. So simple. And this data is so easy to maintain. There are so many, though there are so many rows here, and this form of data can be posted in the website. You may not post in this form, but you can actually, when you do update, you can basically create this 4 column, and that is sufficient. You don't have to create fancy reports. Today, the tools are so sophisticated, people can do their own analysis. People are experts in Excel and other things. You don't need to understand all those complex coding, etc. There is no need. You can do it in Excel. It's all there in Excel. Today, even Python is integrated in Excel. So what is the problem? So anyway, friends, I will stop here. I thought that let me do this video so that people can understand that what kind of nuances that need to see once they look at data, which is useful. And fortunately, we have data, by the way. I'm not saying that data is not there. It is not there in a particular format which can be understood by everybody, so that reporting is accurate. That's all I'm saying. Thank you very much, friends, for your time. I hope that you like this video. I'll come back to you with a new video next time. Thank you very much.